did someone else take the place of Jesus on the cross? Well, let's look at this. Most of us know of the story as to when Jesus is bringing the crossbeam up to the place of crucifixion, he simply does not have the strength to continue. So someone from the crowd is picked in order to finish the route. Now, this theory goes that the person who is picked out from the crowd to actually finish carrying the cross up to the place of crucifixion, in fact, took the place of Jesus. So instead of Jesus being crucified, someone was crucified in his place. How likely is that? So we can say that there's almost no probability of this. Now, there's a number of reasons why. First, someone would have been able to recognize Jesus. Now, they may not have known that it was Jesus, but they would have known that he was meant to be crucified. Why is that? The whole reason that Jesus couldn't actually carry the cross up to the place of crucifixion wasn't because he was weak, but because he had been beaten before that. So he would have been a bloody individual who clearly had shown signs of having been whipped, of having been tortured already. There would have been no mistaking that. On the other hand, the individual who would have carried the cross up to the place of crucifixion, yeah, he may have seemed tired, maybe a little bit worn out, but he wouldn't have been bloodied and bruised. We also have to remember that even though Jesus was no longer carrying the cross, the Romans still had their eye on him. After all, Jesus was seen as a criminal. They were going to crucify him regardless of whether or not he could carry the cross up to the place of crucifixion. So, this entire idea that maybe Jesus was switched, that someone was actually crucified in his place, simply doesn't make historical sense, nor does it make logical sense. We can be sure that Jesus was in fact crucified.